Hey there fellow makers, let's talk 3D printing. It's the future and Bambu Studio is your ticket to ride. This program is like a digital workshop for your 3D printer. It takes your cool ideas and turns them into real things you can hold. Think of Bambu Studio as the translator between your brain and your 3D printer. You dream it, you design it on the computer, and Bambu Studio helps your printer understand how to make it a reality. It's got all the tools you need to make 3D printing easier and more fun. With Bambu Studio, you're in control. You can fine-tune every detail of your print, from the type of plastic you use to how thick you want the walls to be. And trust me, the more you use it, the more you'll discover just how powerful this tool really is. So, are you ready to unleash your inner maker? Let's dive in. First things first, we gotta get Bambu Studio on your computer. Don't worry, it's a piece of cake. Head over to the Bambu Lab website and find the download page. They have versions for Windows and Mac, so pick the one that works for you. Once the download is finished, double-click the file and follow the instructions. It's just like installing any other program. Choose the options that make sense for you, and you'll be up and running in no time. Now fire up Bambu Studio, and let's take a look around. Alright, you've got Bambu Studio open. What are you looking at? This is your digital workshop, your command center for all things 3D printing. It might seem a little intimidating at first, but don't worry, we'll break it down. On the left side, you'll see a toolbar with different icons. These are your tools for importing, moving, scaling, and tweaking your 3D models. It's like having a digital toolbox at your fingertips. In the middle of the screen is the main stage where your 3D model will appear. This is where the magic happens. You can rotate, zoom in and out, and really get a feel for your design. And on the right side, you've got panels for adjusting settings, choosing materials, and slicing your model. We'll dive deeper into these later. For now, just know that everything you need is right here in Bambu Studio. Okay, time to get creative. You've got a brilliant idea for a 3D print, but how do you get it into Bambu Studio? Easy peasy! You can either create your own 3D model using design software or download pre-made ones from websites like Thingiverse. Once you have your 3D model file, usually in STL or OBJ format, importing it into Bambu Studio is a breeze. Just click the import button, find your file, and boom! Your model will appear on the main stage ready for action. Now you can use those handy tools we talked about earlier to move, rotate, and resize your model. Make sure it fits on the virtual print bed and is oriented the way you want it to be printed. Remember, Bambu Studio gives you the power to control every aspect of your print. Section 5. Material Matters. Choosing the right settings. Here's where things get interesting. 3D printing isn't just about the design, it's also about the materials. Bambu Studio supports a wide range of filaments, from basic PLA to fancy stuff like carbon fiber. Each material has its own quirks and requires different print settings. Luckily, Bambu Studio makes choosing the right settings a cinch. Just select your printer model and the material you're using from the drop-down menus. Bambu Studio will automatically adjust the temperature, speed, and other settings to match. Of course, you can always tweak these settings manually if you're feeling adventurous. But for beginners, sticking with the recommended settings is a safe bet. And remember, if you're ever unsure about something, don't be afraid to ask for help online or consult the Bambu Lab documentation. Section 6. Slicing it up. Preparing your model for printing. Now that you've got your model imported and the settings dialed in, it's time for the magic to happen. Slicing. Slicing is the process of turning your three-dimensional model into a language your printer can understand, G-code. Think of G-code as a set of instructions that tell your printer where to move, how fast to go, and how much plastic to extrude. Bambu Studio's slicer is top-notch, creating efficient and accurate G-code that results in beautiful prints. Click the slice button and watch as Bambu Studio analyzes your model and generates the G-code. You'll see a preview of each layer so you can spot any potential issues before you start printing. It's like having X-ray vision for your 3D prints. Section 7. Ready, Set, Print. Sending your design to the printer. Alright, the moment of truth. You've designed, imported, and sliced your model. Now it's time to hit that print button and watch your creation come to life. But first, a few things to double-check. Make sure your printer is turned on, connected to your computer, and loaded with the correct filament. Level your print bed if needed. A wonky bed can lead to wonky prints. And always, always, always use a fire-safe surface for your printer. Once you're all set, click print, sit back, and enjoy the show. Bambu Studio will send the G-code to your printer, and the print head will start dancing across the bed, laying down layer after layer of molten plastic. It's mesmerizing. Section 8, Troubleshooting 101, Conquering Common Printing Hiccups. Even with the best software and a perfectly tuned printer, things can still go wrong in the wild world of 3D printing. But don't panic. Most printing problems are easily solvable with a little know-how. One common issue is warping, where the corners of your print lift off the bed. This is usually caused by poor bed adhesion or uneven cooling. To fix it, try cleaning your bed with isopropyl alcohol, using a brim or raft, or adjusting your cooling settings. Another culprit is stringing, where you get those pesky little hairs between parts of your print. This is often caused by too high a printing temperature or retraction settings. Lowering the temperature, increasing retraction distance, or tweaking retraction speed can help. Remember, Google is your friend. If you encounter a problem, chances are someone else has already faced it and found a solution. Don't be afraid to search online forums, watch YouTube tutorials, or reach out to the supportive 3D printing community. Section 9. Level up your printing game, tips and tricks from the pros. Congratulations, you've mastered the basics of Bambu Studio and are well on your way to becoming a 3D printing pro. But the learning never stops. Here are a few bonus tips and tricks to take your prints to the next level. Experiment with infill. Infill is the internal structure of your print. Lower infill saves material and printing time, while higher infill makes your print stronger. Play with layer heights. Smaller layer heights result in smoother surfaces but take longer to print. Larger layer heights print faster but can show more visible layers. Embrace supports. Supports are structures that help print overhangs and complex geometries. Bambu Studio's support generation is excellent, so don't be afraid to use them when needed. And most importantly, have fun. 3D printing is a journey of discovery and creativity. Don't be afraid to experiment, make mistakes, and learn from them. The more you print, the better you'll become. So go out there, unleash your imagination, and make something awesome.